So, speaking of color, we're going to pick up this green machine right here.
We love the ironing board, dude.
John, where did you get that, and what is that? Why don't you tell the audience what that is?
Alright, so it's a really long story. How long of a story do you want? Can we start?
I think they can handle it.
Could you just drone in G, a little Indian drone in G for me? So, I don't know, how many years ago was it that I went to India, sweetie? 8, 9? Alright, this is a long story. But I think you can handle it. So I'm going to India, and I get a phone call from a guy I've never met before. And he just wrote a book on George Harrison's spiritual life. And he wanted me to take 5 books with me to India to hand deliver them. They were rather large, you know, hardback books. Now, first of all, when you go to India, you never take any clothes because there's no reason to take clothes to India. All the clothing in India is so cheap and so beautiful that you'd really be some kind of idiot to be carrying a suitcase there with clothes. And I said to him, man, I'm just bringing a mandolin and my flute. Why don't you just ship the books to India? He says, if I ship them, they'll never get there. Besides, every person that you're going to deliver a book to is someone you want to meet. They were all George Harrison's friends. And I thought, oh, what the hell, right? Meet a couple of friends of George Harrison, see what happens. So I took the books to India, and I went to music school for a couple of weeks, and it was coming up on New Year's, and these guys were really busting our butts, man. I mean, if you were 10 minutes late to class, you were in trouble. And so it was coming up on New Year's, so we thought, well, this guy Javier from Spain, a really good percussionist, said, hey, let's go out to the jungle out past Bangalore. Let's go live in a tree fort for a couple of days in the jungle. By the way, there's 2 kinds of tree forts. There's high-class tree fort and regular tree fort. Get the high class because it has a little toilet in it, and it's up higher. So we're out in the jungle. This could go on for a very long time. And I've got the books with me. Javier was in the habit of eating things that smelled really good, but were really bad for you. Like he would come up to you and come up to me on the street with a sandwich and go, smell this. It's incredible. I go, you're not going to eat that, are you? Because you remember the last time you ate street food, what happened to you? You were sick for 3 days. I said, don't eat that. That's incense. Just smell it. And of course, he being a young man, and me being an older man with intestinal problems, I didn't touch it. And he ate it. And a few hours later, he was really in bad shape. He was turning pale green, kind of gray, pale green, moaning through the night. The guide gets to our tree fort at about 5 o'clock in the morning before the sun's coming up. And he's got eggs. He's got all these eggs that he made for us. I've got high cholesterol, Willie. It's not a pretty thing. So he says he's going to take us out into the jungle for the next 2 or 3 days. But Javier is green. He's gray-green, laying in the bed, moaning and groaning. It's a really good thing we got the high-class tree fort because he had to run to the toilet every 10 minutes, every 15 minutes. Otherwise, he would have had to hang his butt over the ledge, and you don't want to go there. I still got the books, by the way. And I leave Javier there and I go into the jungle. Do you want the short story or the long story? I don't know. So I go out in the jungle and I'm with a guide who's about 22 years old. And well, we start seeing all kinds of wonderful birds and some monkeys and stuff. Hey, there's an elephant or two. Don't get too close. They can't see you, but they can smell you. And that elephant's got a calf, so don't get too close. Okay. Then all of a sudden we start to hear something screeching really hard and loud. Can you do some screeching? Really hard, really loud. And he says, come, 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 come. And he starts running. Well, I just ate 5 eggs because I didn't want this guy to make eggs and us not eat them. I mean, we would be these kind of rich Westerners that were wasting food and everything. And so I just ate 5 eggs and I'm running after like a 22-year-old guy through the jungle. Yeah, that's good, that's good. Like, you know, and I'm running after this guy in the jungle and we're running not away from the screeching. Could you screech some more? We're not running away from the screeching, but we're running towards the screeching. We're running towards the screeching. I'm like, what is happening? But we're running around this giant bush and stop. And there is a tiger eviscerating a boar about that far away. And the guide is standing there and he's got something in his hand and I'm hoping it's a revolver. Because that tiger could turn and leap in 1 second and rip my throat out. But he's got a little rock. He's just got a little rock in his hand. I'm not feeling good about this right now. I'm sort of wishing that maybe I was Javier turning green and laying in bed. You know? And he turns to me and he says, take picture, take picture, take picture, take picture. And I'm like, I'm not going to take a picture of that. It's horrible. It's really, you know. And the tiger looks up, face with blood coming down, and drops the boar right there. And stares at us and runs off. By the way, I still have the books back in the tree fort. Into town, and everybody is standing there waiting to hear about the tiger. There's like 45 people. The word got back. He had called his boss, and the word got out about the tiger. And we get back into town, and everybody's standing there waiting to hear the tiger story. And I'm like going, look, you guys, it wasn't pretty. I wish I didn't see it, okay? It wasn't like Wild Kingdom or something. It wasn't pretty. It wasn't nice. It was murder. And this German woman standing there with her hands on her hip going, I have come here for the last 20 years and gone on safari, and I have never seen a tiger. Why you? Well, this has almost nothing to do about the books, does it? I'm trying to make it short, Willie. I'm trying. So you asked me about this instrument. So a few days later, I get back to music school, and they say, where have you been? Who have you played with? What have you done? And I said, well, I played with this DJ in Bangalore for about 10,000 people. It was really cool. And they said, you are a prostitute. So I kind of felt like maybe my days in Indian music school were over. Besides, I had some books to deliver. Remember the book? It's called Here Comes the Sun by Joshua M. Green. Yogeshwara is his name. So I fly to Mumbai. And when I get off the plane, waiting for me are about 25 Hare Krishnas with a big sign that says, Hare Krishna, John Kruth. And I go, oh boy. Listen, I got a room at the Holiday Inn, okay? Could you take me to the Holiday Inn? And they were like, no, we have a beautiful room for you at the temple where you were supposed to meet Radhanath Swami. Ringo just called him Shamalama Ding Dong the other day. At Ringo's big birthday, he was up on stage with Ringo and Ringo said, oh look, Shamalama Ding Dong's here. So, the long story is that I was playing flute at the garden at the Hare Krishna temple, which was literally a city dump that they turned into this very beautiful temple. And I played flute there. They asked me if I would play flute at the opening of the Hare Krishna temple. I said, you're going to have to call my college in New York and explain everything to them because I'm due back there in a couple of days to start teaching. And so the Maharaj of Chaupati, which is what his real name is, the Maharaj of Chaupati called my school and said, is it okay if we borrow Professor John for a couple of days? We are having a very important cultural event here in Mumbai, and there are going to be 5,000 people here, and we need him to play the flute, Hare Krishna. beautiful garden, and I'm waiting. Suddenly this guy goes by, shoots straight past me, shaved head, all in orange. And his secretary comes out and says, Swamiji will see you now. So I walk in and I sit down and I look at this guy. He's looking at me. And he looks like my cousin David from Chicago. And I say, are you a member of the tribe? Are you a member of the tribe? He says, do you mean, am I Jewish? I say, yeah, are you Jewish? He goes, yes. I said, let me guess. You're either from Cleveland or Chicago, because you look like my cousin David. He says, I'm from Chicago. And I'm like, cool. You into the blues? He said, oh yeah, I loved Paul Butterfield when I was growing up. In fact, I play harmonica. I said, what was your name? He said, Richie Slavin. I said, oh, that's a nice name, Richie Slavin. And you're Radhanath Swami now, right? Yeah. Cool. So we spend the day. He takes me out to this beautiful farm out of town. And we have quite a fine time. And as I say, I wind up playing flute for the opening of the Hare Krishna temple. Well, they have a store in Mumbai, a music store. Oh, John, we would like you to take home with you an instrument. You should have a sitar, John. You should have a sitar. I'm like, I tried it. You asked the story of this thing. So I said, no, I have a small apartment in New York City and I can't possibly have a sitar. It's too big and I don't want to learn another instrument. I've got enough instruments. Thanks. I'll just take that little bamboo flute over there. And I took a couple of bamboo flutes and everything was really nice until I started walking towards the door of the music store, and out of the corner of my eye, I saw this green thing. And I went, wow, what's that? And everybody just stopped and said, oh, you must have it. You must have it, John. You must have it. And I go, I don't even know what it is. It's a bulbul tarang, everyone. 1, 2, 3. Bulbul tarang. Oh, well, we could say it one more time. Bulbul tarang. Kind of feels good in the mouth, doesn't it? The other name for it is royal banjo, because they don't know what a banjo is, or how to pronounce it. So, we would like to evoke the birds. ask me where I got an instrument from. Stage.
I need a glass of water.
Really?
Right.
Oh my goodness.
Isn't music the best?
Did you deliver the book?
Oh shit!